Hi guys, let's talk about orc skin. First thing, get some orcs. I'm using RTLW's really excellent Psyker and Medic characters and the little grot that comes with the Medic. And the first thing I'm going to do with those models is prime them in black. I'm using Molotov black because you can use it straight out of the bottle in your airbrush, but obviously you can use whatever black primer you like. When you've finished priming them, the next thing you'll want to do is a basic zenithal highlight or a volume sketch. So all this means is that you're using a white paint to give some definition to your model, spraying from whatever direction the light would be coming from, which is normally from above. Just make sure when you're doing this step that you only leave black in your really darkest shadows. Because we're working with transparency effects, that black is going to basically remain more or less black, and too much black on your model can sometimes make it feel a little bit dead or unrealistic. When the zenithal prime is finished, the next thing we're going to do is a yellow filter over all of those white areas. We do this underpainting because it's going to give more depth and richness to the orc skin. Green over plain white can sometimes seem a little bit dead or lifeless or depthless, so this yellow is really going to enrich it. There is room for experimentation here, I think. I'm going for army consistency, which means I'm just using the same yellow over all my models, but maybe you want to try something else. Cyan might be an interesting underpaint colour for green, or turquoise, or orange even. Have a play and see what you can come up with. When the yellow filter's done, I move finally to the best colour, green. I'm using sap green ink here. But obviously if you want brighter orcs or darker orcs, warmer orcs, cooler orcs, whatever you want, there's definitely a green out there for you. So have a look around and just make sure you stick to the transparent or semi-transparent inks. You should be good to go. When that's all done, there's one more coloured stage, and that is to use some kind of darker colour to colour our shadows a little bit and just bring out that definition a little bit more. In the real world, there's basically no such thing as an absolutely black shadow, more or less, so if you want to give your model that extra oomph, a little bit more vibrancy, a little bit more realism, I really recommend colouring your shadows. And the common advice you'll hear, which is very true, is if your overall tone on your model is warm, you should probably go for a cool shadow effect, and if it's cool, you should go for a warm shadow effect. Because my green is quite a warm green with that yellow and sap green, I've gone with Prussian blue hue, a lovely deep rich, cool colour. Alright, almost there, just one last stage, and I would actually say that this stage is vital, even though it might not look it. That is to go over all of the skin again with an ultra matte varnish. Inks tend to have a satin or glossy finish to them, and we've just spent all that time making these lovely volumes, shaded, rich and beautiful looking. If you leave it with a satin finish, that's all going to be blown out by the shiny reflection of real world lights. So I would definitely advise you to try a little bit of matte varnish over your skins if you haven't already. And the other thing I would say is if you're one of those people who likes your shadows to be satin, of course you can do the varnish first and then do the blue into the shadows afterwards, and you should get your satin shadow effect that you're looking for. Alright, that's basically it. It seems like a lot of stages and might seem like a lot of work, but actually these 3 models to do all of the skin tone only took me 40 minutes, and for 10 models or 20 models it wouldn't be that much longer because you can go really fast with the airbrush and these kinds of transparency effects. What do you think? Have you got any interesting ideas for underpainting for green colours or other ways of approaching orc skin? I'd love to hear it. Stick it down in the comments below, and I will leave you with some photos of the finished skin effect on these models and a couple of bonus completely finished orcs as well. Thanks very much for watching guys, and see you next time.